Guardians. Well, as my son has oftentimes pointed out, when there's this sensation of coincidence, synchronicity, serendipity, whatever you want to call it, um, with toys, like he and I will be talking about a particular toy that would be kind of cool to see come back, and a lot of it is stuff that I grew up with, in the '80s um, and early '90s and '70s. Um, but a lot of it's also stuff from his, childhood as well, from the 2000s, late '90s and 2000s. But it's like, we know that before a toy gets announced as being available next season or something like that, there's been at least a good, on average, 2 to 3 years of development. They're researching market interest. They're coming up with model designs. They're seeing if there's any kind of reusable tooling that they have available to them. Like if they're doing a new upgrade to, say, an Obi-Wan Kenobi 6-inch Black Series figure, is there, can they use the baseline Obi-Wan Kenobi for the next version of Obi-Wan Kenobi and just kind of like, maybe change the head and some of the accessories, that kind of stuff. And I think a lot of it's also more or less similar to games. Like the last couple of months, I've really been talking a lot about the old D1 game and how it felt like there was an actual interest in community there. Destiny was one of those games that really is best played with other people. It's not really a single player experience. Now they're supposed to be coming out with solo operations for the Vanguard and other challenges for single players, but when Destiny was first announced and was still pretty hot, was brand new hotness. Um, the single player game experience really kind of was starting to thin down to just, I mean, a handful of things like Halo or Assassin's Creed or God of War, and you're going to be locked into, you know not even kind of a role playing thing. I mean, you take on the role of their chosen one in the narrative, but you're stuck on rails. You're on a very linear experience. Uh, Minecraft at the time was the only thing that you could do solo that wasn't really stuck on rails. It was a true open sandbox. I mean, you could literally mine through the map if you wanted to, down to bedrock, um, which was your limit. And at the time, it was 64. Native 64? No, yeah, 0 was your baseline. There were no negative y coordinates or z coordinates. Uh, Minecraft's coordinate system is weird. Y is your north and south, and X is your east and west, and then Z is your altitude and depth. And it's like, in my brain, Y would be the altitude and depth, but whatever. Um, So yeah, I heard about this happening this week. I think it might have been announced about a week or two ago. I don't read the twib. I don't watch videos on it. I don't fucking care for the most part because my whole idea about entertainment experiences is that everything I need to know about what I'm engaging with should be in the content that I'm engaging in. I don't want to go to see a movie that I've got to read 3 novels and 2 comic books to get an order and watch a podcast for just to get an idea of what the fuck's going on when the opening scroll happens. Oops, did I let that slip? Uh, and therefore, I mean, I don't want to. I don't want. I used to be one of those divers. Everything. I had to know everything that was happening in Destiny. I had to know everything that was happening in Elder Scrolls and Conan. I had to be on the meta and ready to leap ahead because at that time I was playing with other players, and so I didn't want to go into an activity and have the 3 or 4 other people, saying, "Dude, didn't you blah blah blah? Did you do your homework before you came here to play and have fun? Uh, didn't you spend an extra 20 hours on social media and blog posts and Discord servers talking about all this blah blah." You know, um, because it was like at the time, like I said, there was a community and that encouraged that kind of behavior, and I don't think that community is really there anymore. And obviously, Destiny has realized this. Now, this is going to be a match made event, from what I understand, and we're chasing Chatter White. And I have to tell you, I'm kind of chuckling about that because when I used to farm the Vault of Ass. We called it the Vault of Ass. I'm sorry. Deej, forgive me. uh, we when we used to farm the Vault of Glass, towards the end of Destiny 1, I got the bug up my hole to want to complete my Vault of Glass weapon collection, and the Hez of Vengeance was the one and only weapon I had not earned yet. I had gotten I don't know how many mythoclasts. I was at the point where I was breaking them, at least once a week, and then of course I, Chatter White, like so much fucking Chatter White. Uh, and it was so funny because we used to call it the T-shirt. I sent Atheon into the endless abyss, and all I got was this stupid T-shirt, and it's Chatter White. That's kind of I think that's a joke. I think that's the joke here. So yeah, we talk about and it's kind of funny that they picked Drifter to be the host of this event because, like he says right here, uh, you know, he's never saw the first tower, but Eris talks about it all the time, and so it's like Drifter here represents our new community, the so-called new school, um, and that's kind of cool in its way. Even though I have a feeling that Drifter might actually be older than any other Guardian at the tower. Uh, so I don't. Like I said again, I don't even read the fucking narratives anymore. I'm here to fucking play a game. I want to drop my quarter in, throw my character at the screen, and lose myself and forget this world for at least a few days, um, or a few hours. Excuse me, a few days. Ha ha ha. Those are gone. I don't do that shit any fucking more. I think we're done here on Raid Shadow Legends, right? Yeah. Okay. Speak to Drifter in the tower. He seems to be in playful mood. Be ready for anything. Okay, so we got all
Don't
these little
waste this.
quest things, and we're building bento boxes. Now, I am not I am not qualified to fully judge this whole thing, this consumable, this economy, this currency, the bento box. I thought bento meant box lunch in Japanese. I thought when you got a bento, that was it. That was your little box lunch. Calling it a bento box is kind of like calling it a sub sandwich. I mean, grammatically you could, but aesthetically it's clunky. Just me, perhaps. I don't know. Being pissy, I guess. Hey, hero, you regret saving the world yet? Fuck yeah, I do. They're gonna keep you busy till the end of time. Drifter offers you a rueful grin. Of course, I'm the one wound up with all the paperwork this round. Huh. Never do anything to everyone. Yeah, no, do everything to everyone and do things for people. Seriously. Actually, only do things for people who will let you do things to people. Oh, there's a concept for a video game. Been out there. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's out there. You ruminate on that little pearl of wisdom while you run around saving lives and all. Me, I've got contacts shouting down the comms. Figure I could point you where you'll make a real difference to people that need it. Blah, la, 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 la. Yada, yada, yada. Eater of souls. Anyway, seeing it. Oh, how sweet. You make her a sandwich. Um, uh, God, I wish I could kill my ghost. Um, dubious bento. Wow. He chuckles. Yeah, okay. Anyway, we did that. Look at that. We got that. We got all that right there. Did I read any of that? Really? Don't tell them I didn't. Um, help Iris and Drifter with day-to-day tasks to earn rare rewards. Complete at least 5 tasks to earn a special reward. Arrows away. Ah, wow, there it is. Oops, there it is. Oops, there it is. Okay, finish final encounters in any raid or dungeon. Raids provide additional progress. Wow, really, really asking me to fucking socialize here. I don't want to. Dubious celery from defeated targets in Gambit and collect sentry eggs from defeated combatants on the moon. Uh, has anybody ever eaten a sentry egg? I talked my wife into letting me buy one time at this local market, and I know they're not legit sentry eggs because it was a manufactured product. Um, I cracked that sucker out open and I ate it. Um, ooh, wow. This will speak to just about anybody out there who's ever ridden public transit for more than 45 minutes, or been on a Greyhound bus back in the day. You ever sit within 2 or 3 seats of the porta potty that they put in the back of that bus? Not really that shit smell, but that odd chemical back taste that you collect at the back of your throat. Because you don't want to mouth breathe it, but your nose breathing it, and it doesn't fucking make a difference because you're gonna be tasting that shit for a while after you get off the bus. It was a little bit like that. It was, I wouldn't say pungent, but more like I've had raw oysters before, so somewhere in that kind of mouth feel, not slimy, but just kind of like you kind of. For me, I I convinced myself I was overreacting and ate it down, but my first instinct was to spit it the fuck out. So yeah, that's that little anecdote. Okay, so whatever. Get final blows with malfeasance. Yes. I'm always on the malfeasance. Activities on the moon. Okay, so we are going to be doing Gambit moon activities, and malfeasance will be the gun of the run. Okay,
See
we're
you
good.
on your
We can do it.
road,
Wait, whoop, nope.
brother.
I almost got lazy. I think this will be. I think this might be a fun little bit of busy work to keep us engaged for the last couple. Haven't been to the Bungee store in forever. I know they have a plush Archie somewhere out there. Uh, but if they could have like an actual little robot with lights and sounds, toy, that would be sick. I'd throw some money at that if I had the money to throw. No, it's Wednesday, so there's no jur here. And I'm walking through the tower because it's just the way it is. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Checking out Sweepy Bot. You're amazing. Uh, Going to grab my gunsmith bounties. Do 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 do. You know what? I wonder if I have all those weapons. I know I read just the malfeasance thing. Martial mementos. I have Witherhorn. I think I have Whisper of the Worm, Xenophage, and Arbalist. I don't know if I have Touch of Malice. Let's see. Those are all exotics, I believe. Touch of Malice. No, I think I fucked off on Touch of Malice because I didn't feel like doing I didn't feel like doing the Crota Redo raid or the King's Fall raid again. But I do have With a Horde, and I do have Hawk. I mean, Malfeasance. I do have Arbalist, and what was the other one? Oh, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. We're gonna go ahead and do this. Well.
Let's
Anyway,
get you
I'm
back
gonna go
out
fuck
there.
off and play around in the universe a little bit, and you guys have a good
Deal.
evening. Thanks for stopping by and checking things out. Until next time, save your bright dust. This week's shop is kind of meh, unless of course you have the ass breaker, and then by all means go for it. I do not, and I do not feel like earning it again. I played with that thing so much in the first
Guardians
game,
are
I'm
always
kind of
welcome to
done.
my doorstep.
Anyway, well,